Evolution of the iPad by Carly Woolley. History. Since their release in April of 2010, Apple's iPads have taken the US by storm. Apple has revolutionized education when they created the iPad. iPads provide so many benefits in education and really are quite the learning tool. With today's generation of digital natives all over the world, schools are putting ambitious plans in place to adopt people's iPads in the classroom. Apps. Some of the iPad's main strengths are the range, diversity, and sheer number of educational apps that it possesses. There are more than 33,000 educational apps out there for the iPad for a variety of subjects, age ranges, and learning styles. Education apps include reference apps, study apps, note-taking and sharing apps, learning games, and even classroom and classwork management tools. Advantages. iPads are extremely popular in schools right now. The increase of iPads in the classroom is growing at staggering speeds. A PBS Learning Media study found 35% of K-12 teachers surveyed nationwide have a tablet in their classroom, up from 20% a year ago. The iPad is the most popular tablet option among educators. Just check out these numbers. 1.5 million, the number of tablets sold to the U.S. educators in 2011. 4.5 million, the number of iPads sold to U.S. educators in 2012. 8 million, the number of iPads sold to educators internationally in 2012. 1 billion, the number of downloads in Apple's Education App Store. Currently, it's 2016, and these numbers are from 2011 and 12. And as most of us educators already know, the numbers have grown exponentially. Encouragement. The use of iPads has encouraged greater sharing of resources among teachers. Working as a group in class is much easier as children can share documents. Children who previously did not have access to internet at home are now given the same opportunities as their peers. The whole class can look at one child's work by attaching the iPad to the interactive whiteboard. If a child has forgotten their textbook, the teacher can take a photograph of the relevant page and send it to the student in class. Overall, the iPad has just made the class a lot more simple, a lot easier for people who didn't have technology before. Current statistics. The use of the iPad in schools has revolutionized the way children are taught. There are several studies that show the effects of iPads in the classroom. The recent study by NAACE used surveys to assess the impact of iPad use on motivation, quality of work, achievement, collaboration, and other factors. Here are some of their findings that you might find interesting. 77% of faculty felt that student achievement appeared to have risen since the introduction of the iPad. 73% of students and 67% of staff felt that the iPad helped students improve the quality of their work. 69% of students that completed the survey felt that using the iPad was motivating and that they worked better with it than without it. 60% of faculty thought that students were more motivated by lessons that incorporate the iPad than those that didn't. The future. The adoption of wireless devices, such as iPads in education, will only continue to grow. With today's tech-savvy students that are growing up in the increasingly digital world, using mobile devices as learning tools will soon become the norm. Teachers and professors now need to teach in a way that is innovative and allows the student to think independently. Students should be able to respond to the data introduced to them as quickly and responsively as possible. Currently, students' brains are now shifting to the way they respond to data as a whole. So it is only natural that teachers and administrators need to shift the way they provide data in the classroom. This is an infographic that says, is this the classroom of the future? Just by looking at this, you don't see any paper, you don't see any pen. There is a backpack in here, but it's not needed anymore. You know, an iPad can hold 10 different textbooks. A computer here can hold notebooks instead of, you can hold a computer instead of notebooks and pen and paper. And up here it shows a cloud. Back in the day, you would think, oh, a cloud in the sky. And now when you hear the word cloud, you think of storage. It's crazy how much our world is evolving and our technology is evolving. And I think it's our job as educators to stay current and really know what's going on so that we can teach it to our students. Thank you for watching the evolution of the iPad.